Hey, haven't posted for a while, but thought I should after I've watched The Sound of Freedom. The title of this video is I Wasn't Gonna Go Watch The Sound of Freedom, What Changed My Mind and My Takeaways. So why wasn't I gonna go watch it? Well, first of all, because I'm an empath. I feel things deeply and it affects me. And so I'm careful about what I watch. My second excuse was that I contribute to Angel Studios on a monthly basis and thought, hey, I'm already supporting it. That's good enough. So what changed my mind? I saw an interview with Eduardo I can't pronounce your name. I'm so sorry. I don't know anything about Spanish. And in his interview, he just reminded me of a couple of things. One of them was how important ticket sales are and how important butts in chairs are for theaters, for not just for the movies, not just for the movie, not just for the producers, the executives, the studios, the actors, but for what the movie's about, for the cause. That was really amazing. And so I kind of felt a little, slap. And it was like, just go. Other thing why I went out of that interview was I felt a little bit more educated so that I felt like I could absorb some of the things better without having, because I've already kind of processed some things. And also because he promised me that I wouldn't be overwhelmed. I wouldn't be overcome with grief or with sadness. I wouldn't be overcome. I would feel things, but I wouldn't be overcome. And that he protected that by how he shot the movie. And so I felt comfortable about going. So bought a couple tickets, phoned a friend, off we went last night. So my takeaways. Now, some of these are just sentences that I wrote down in the theater. Sorry if that bothered you, any of my theater companions. I tried to keep the light down low. The first one, the very first reaction I had, not even 3 minutes into the movie, was that there's a special place in hell reserved for those who hurt children. Special place in hell for you, for sure. The second one was that angels wear body armor. Yep. And also that sometimes the devil looks like an angel of light, and sometimes the angel looks like the devil or can act like the devil. One of my favorite quotes from one of my favorite characters named Vampiro, and it was a very moving testimony of his story. It was a very moving testimony. He said, when God tells you something to do, you don't hesitate. I thought to myself at that moment, I've hesitated a lot when I've heard God telling me something to do, but in his situation, and if you watch the movie, you know the situation, I thought that was just so profound and something that I want to be more aware of in my own life. When God tells you something to do, don't hesitate. Another realization I had is that one person's convictions can actually launch a 1,000-person army. And it's okay to be passionate about causes. It's okay to be passionate about our convictions. It's okay to influence other people to change their minds and come on board. That was powerful. Also, and this is kind of Christianity 101 or Faith Walk 101, if you want to call it that. When you take that step of faith, God will supply all your needs. That was really good. One thing that was kind of a little harder to hear, but was very needed to hear, is that we need a revelation that our apathy and inaction is actually the sadness that's filling the souls of victims all over this world. Our inaction and apathy is contributing to the sadness that is happening to people and just their sheer hell that they're living in. Another one is that if we're not bringing the light, then we are helping to increase the darkness. That was very powerful. Eduardo said something in his interview that really was very telling. And he said their goal was this movie, that the movie, The Sound of Freedom, would become a movement. And so that is why you have these calls to action. And I went on to a21.org, which is a human trafficking rescuing operation that is worldwide. And they had these 3 points of what you could do. They also have a list of 21 things you can do, but these 3 points. So if you're feeling like you want to do something, here's 3 things you can do. One is you can educate yourself. There's lots of material out there. A21.org has a lot. So does ourrescue.org, which is Tim Ballard's organization. There's lots of information. Educate yourself, number 1. 2, mobilize your community. And this can be very simple. I mean, it can be educating others. It can be bringing awareness. It can be sharing resources that you've found. It can be having a fundraiser that you do, that you take that money and contribute to something. And because number 3 is fund a global solution. And so you can literally fund global solutions like Tim Ballard's organization, ourrescue.org, or the other one I mentioned, a21.org. These are organizations that are on the ground doing the work. So I wasn't overwhelmed. I don't need 3 days to process. I feel invigorated, challenged, convicted, and I feel like I'm going to mobilize something going on here pretty quick. And anyways, I just wanted to let you know my thoughts on The Sound of Freedom. If you haven't seen it, get into the theater, go see it.